Yeah. So, uh, hardware feels great. Um, it
Oh, you have yours already? Got
No, I went to the Switch 2 experience in Dallas today, so I got to play. Uh, we
oh,
got
nice.
we got let in at about 11:05, and we were out the door at about 2. So it was
Dang.
almost 3 hours. Um, so yeah, this is like the hardware that we interacted with. Obviously, I really like the way that the Joy Cons fit to the controller or to the console. Uh, it feels much more solid than the little slidey bits, and I was concerned about the magnets, but it do feel good. It do feel
Solid.
good.
I bet it does. Magnets do.
Um,
Magnets do.
the big screen is amazing. Like
I bet it is. Yeah, fuck,
it's
fuck yeah.
really good. It looks
Even though it's still
amazing.
LCD, right?
It's LCD. It looks really good though, and 120 hertz on it is like it pops. It's really nice. It's really cool to
Okay.
use. Yeah. So I guess I'll like briefly go over sort of what it looked like. So we went in and we had 15 minutes to sort of touch the hardware and look at like this. So this is, they had like this out, which is like, what comes in the box. They had the different controllers. So they had like the Pro controller, the GameCube controller, and the like steering wheel controllers for like Mario Kart or whatever. They had the camera. They had the carrying, like the case, and some other like just and like the boxes for like both like the non Mario Kart version and the Mario Kart version. The Mario Kart version just having a sticker on it, right? So we did that, and so we got to play with it for about like 15 minutes, and then they brought us into a room and we played a one-on-one race in Mario Kart World. And then after you finish that, then they took us to a 24 player to like another room or another sort of section of the Mario Kart sort of area, and there you played a 24 person shoot what do they call it, like world tour or something, like knockout round, or it's the battle royale version. I only think of it as the battle royale version.
Yep.
And then after that, you get led into another room, and in that room, they say, "Okay, great. So your whole group has blue wristbands." And we said, "Yep, we do have blue wristbands." And they said, "And you got blue badges." And they said, "We got blue badges." And they said, "Okay, cool. You have until 1:40 to play games, and you have six little sort of slots on the back of your badge, and if you fill all those up with different games, then you get a little extra swag from us." And we said, "Okay, cool." And so they said, the one game that doesn't count towards the six, and you can play past 1:40, meaning that you can like go play it after you're done with your like timed session or whatever, was Donkey Kong Bonanza, because they had a bunch of those set up. They had like, I don't know, about half as many Donkey Kong Bonanza as they had Mario Kart. You couldn't go back and play Mario Kart. You only got to play it twice. I say twice. You got to play a one-on-one race on the TV. You got to play a one-on-one race on handheld mode, holding the Switch 2, and then you went back to a one-on-one race on the TV. So whatever. And then yeah, then within the timed area they had a bunch of different games. I will go over the ones that I played, and then I can sort of talk about like the other games that weren't there or that I didn't play that were there that I like didn't care to play or whatever. But I feel pretty good about my sort of selection of games that I played. So yeah, so we'll get on in on it. So yeah, like I said, hardware feels amazing. The Switch 2 feels amazing. It feels like noticeably more premium than the Switch 1 in my opinion.
Me.
It like, yeah, it's good. Nothing to say there. The What I didn't know is that the play and charge kit, which is what we used for the Mario Kart demo, it has the back buttons on it. Like you've got programmable back
Mm.
buttons on the play and charge thing. I did not know that that was a thing, or I don't know if that's a
Weird.
like a
Okay.
pro version of it or whatever. But I like literally flipped it over and looked at it, and I said I didn't know that it had buttons on the back. And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, you can program them. You just can't do it right now because we're not showing the interface." And I said, "Right, that's cool. I didn't know that it had buttons on the back, right?" Like I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. With nobody. Were we supposed to know that? How do we
"Yeah,
know that?
exactly." It was like, okay. And then yeah, so hardware feels great. Yeah, the screen was like the one sort of outlier that I was like concerned with, and the bit of Mario Kart that we played was great on it. So yeah, the 120 hertz looks and feels good. So digging it. Pro controller, um, I I like it better than the Switch One Pro controller. It felt it contoured to my hand shape better. Like the shape is like slightly different, and I really liked it. Other than that, it's a pro controller.
The
Nintendo knows how
D-pad
to.
still the D-pad.
Yep, the D-pad is still the exact same D-pad. Nintendo knows how to make a decent controller. So you don't like the D-pad?
I think it's muddy.
It is, yeah, that's fair. It is muddy. But yeah, I don't know. The back buttons again, they like felt like they were in a good place. Again, none of the demos that we played, you could use them or you can program them. But yeah, so that's that. First game we played was Kirby and the Forgotten Land, with specifically the Starcrossed World expansion upgrade pack thing, whatever the hell it is. Having never played a Kirby, I actually, gun to my head, don't think I've ever played a Kirby game. And yeah, it was fun. I think that it was an enjoyable time. It was cute, and Starcross World feels like, given what I know about Forgotten Land, Starcross World feels like a fairly sizable expansion. Like it does not feel like it is just a little bit extra. Like it feels more than just a little bit. So this price, like to upgrade, like feels. I'm gonna use the word fair. Um, to me, because yeah, it feels like there's content there. So yeah. We'll save this bad boy for the big three at the end. We played Super Mario Party Jamboree. We didn't play Jamboree TV. That was a separate thing. They had both. They had both a Mario Party Jamboree Switch 2 edition, which was featuring the 6 mini games that used the mouse controls of the Joy-Con 2. And then they also had a bunch of TV setup for Jamboree TV with like the Switch camera and stuff. And I was like, I am not spending a punch to play that. But we did play we played, I don't know if there's any pictures of, we played this mini game, which is where you have to sort like letters, and you're using the Joy-Con in this mode here, the mouse mode. I don't know how practical the mouse mode is for playing in your living room, but
So they have you try to use your leg.
no.
Really? Okay.
They just had us playing
I
on.
heard this a lot. Where it's just like you could use it on your leg. Try using it on your leg.
I mean, it like advertises it, like in the like, how like the Switch always like does like the like, hey, make sure you attach your strap as like the game is loading or whatever. It it also said like, hey, make sure you use it on a flat surface. You can try your leg or whatever. Yeah. Honestly, like,
What do these Japanese people think we got flat ass legs? What the?
It kind of worked. The mouse was like more impressive than I thought it would be. Like it's not great. Like I hope that you can adjust the sensitivity of it, because it was a little too sensitive, and there was a little bit of that sort of like Bluetooth mouse display delay. Let me try that again. Bluetooth mouse. Oh my god. Bluetooth mouse delay. But certainly playable. And yeah, it like it's a weird way to hold your hand. But yeah, the wrist strap doubles as like if you're using mouse mode, you need to be using one of these because this up here and this down here are mouse skates, and it makes it much more stable and also slides better. So yeah, all in all, yeah, it's a cool upgrade. Again, the Jamboree TV, I don't know how much like this is the Jamboree TV, right, where you're like playing like Kinect style.
Right, but wait, Ori. Here's
Oh
an important
yeah.
question. Here's an important. How sold are you on the $10 welcome?
We are getting to that. I played that. We'll get to that. So yeah, so game 1, game 2, I played Cyberpunk 2077.
The fuck? What?
Yeah,
On the Switch.
on the
What
Switch
Yeah.
fuck?
too.
This is in
Fucking
a
wild.
if this is the same as the other experiences, this is in a corner that is like adults only.
Yes, yeah. Sandy was like, "Hey, I think over there is the like mature only game." So I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" She was like, "Yeah, I think behind that curtain." And so we like walked around the curtain, and there was like 5 stations for Cyberpunk and 5 stations for Yakuza 0. And they were like, "Hey, welcome in. You want to play?" And I was like, "Yeah, yes, I do want to play Cyberpunk because I want to see how it performs on the Switch too." And so I played it, and then I talked to one of the CDPR devs that was there about it, which was kind of cool.
They had a poor Polish man locked up in a corner.
They had a poor Polish man locked up in the corner. The only game with devs that I saw that were there was Cyberpunk 2077. It. I'm not gonna. So. The requisite sort of warnings, the TNCs. We were shown a demo build, or a beta build, right? The game is not finished, right? Like this was an older build than they were using, yada yada yada, like blah 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 blah. It is incredibly obvious that they are using DLSS. I asked the CDPR guy about it. I said, "Are you using just DLSS or are you using like FrameGen as well?" And he was like, "No, it's just DLSS, but it's like Nintendo's sort of like implementation of it. So like I guess maybe some secret sauce that's like specific to the Nintendo hardware that like may or may not make it better or worse or less. I don't know, right? But everything was a little bit smeary, but it played okay. If you've played Cyberpunk on a Steam Deck, it played a lot like that.
Yeah.
It was so the dev said that the target frame rate is 1080p, 30 FPS in docked in handheld mode, and 40 FPS in docked mode. 1080p, and I will say that the visual fidelity that you get is pretty impressive. The game looked really good. When like everything sort of stopped moving. It was a little bit, it is not my favorite way to play the game, but I would say that it certainly will be a playable version of the game if the Switch 2 is the only hardware that you have. And you really, really want to try Cyberpunk 2077, it works. And it's kind of impressive how sort of well it works. And I could have sat down and played through the whole game like that. Like, I feel fairly certain that I could have. But will I? Do I want to? Yeah, probably not. But it's there. We played Split Fiction because, again, I wanted to sort of see how it played on the Switch too, and it feels like 1080p 60-ish. Like it felt like there was a little bit of some hitches in there, but it wasn't too bad. Certainly a playable a way to play it, and it would probably do well. And honestly, like given that it is, it wasn't two separate consoles, like it's pretty impressive to see the Switch 2 like play that game at that sort of resolution, at that sort of fidelity. So yeah, it was cool. Played this game, drag X drive, drag cross drive, drag drive. I absolutely dunked on. We scored. It was 10-2 at the end of our game that we played against the other team, and I scored 8 points. So
Oh my God.
I dunked on them pretty hard, and I didn't regret any of it. I will very likely not be buying this game. It is not inherently bad, but it is not a game for me. And boy howdy, does this need a hell of a lot of mouse real estate, because you can only play it in mouse mode, to my knowledge. And this video that these people are about to show you, like, yeah, they're like, yeah, no one plays like that, like that distance. It's a lot. I don't know. It's fine. It feels like ARMS.
Yeah, they made it switch to ARMS.
They made it switch to ARMS. It's gonna fail, but it like doesn't feel like it matters, because it's like probably a dev team of like 8 people that put this together for like, $20 or whatever. Like it's fine. It's fine. It's cool that they're doing it. Like, I like it's, hashtag DEI or whatever the fuck you want to say, but like, I don't know. It's fine. It was a fine game. I don't regret playing it, but it's gonna take a hell of a sell for me to buy this game. Let's talk about this. Welcome Tour. So this was a game that did not require one of your. So there was Mario Kart didn't use one of your like play token things, whatever your play stamps. Bonanza didn't require it. The Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom didn't require it, and Welcome Tour didn't require it. That should be it. Yeah. I didn't play Zelda. I just didn't have enough time. But yeah, this can kiss my ass. It's fine. It was like there's certainly stuff here, but it's a $9 animated like manual. We did this. This is to show off the mouse. You like try and avoid these. If you get 20 seconds of dodging, you get one little like trophy icon. If you get 30 seconds, you get 2 little trophy icons, and then you have to like do enough of these to unlock like the next area, which is like the like quote unquote like other like the mini game section, even though it's like not really like it's yeah, just don't this feels like, having watched you play Astrobots play or Astro Boys or Astro Heads Playroom or whatever, this for $9, it feels like a big slap in the face.
And Astrobots Playroom, it honestly costs more than $10. If this is $10, Astrobot costs more.
Yeah. So yeah, like Sandy said, Sandy and I both like sort of did this, and we were both like, oh, it's cool. And then we like were like, I'm glad that I was like, I'm gonna sack one of my punches to play this game because I want to see if it's worth $10. And then we went over there and they're like, oh yeah, it doesn't actually, we don't stamp your thing here. Like, and I was like, oh, that's good. And then yeah.
And then yeah. God damn it.
Yeah. Don't play this. Or do. But don't buy it for $10. All right, let's talk about the big 3. The big first party games. Mario Kart World. This game slaps. This game's really good. Like, this game's fun. uh, the levels feel more dynamic than they ever have. There's like more stuff going on in them. Also, the fact that every level is like you can drive it in the open world mode, like it the every circuit is just like a road in the game that you can go drive on, and then you can race, and then you do it. It's pretty cool. The new characters are all like pretty sick. The new cars are all pretty sick. The grinding is like, goofy and fun. It plays really well. Both handheld and on the docked mode. The They don't talk about it. Oh yeah, they do. The knockout tour. So they were like you're gonna play 101, and I was like, okay, cool, like that's good. So I get to like race Sandy, like that's the Mario Kart that I want to play. And then they were like, and then you get to play the 24 player knockout mode, and everyone's like, oh yay. Hey guys, that mode is pretty fun. Like it actually like is not terrible.
These are the sold ones on eBay.
That's insane. Okay. Apparently I can sell the bag that we got for playing 6 games for $120 on eBay right now.
The fuck?
That's great, because it's
Yeah.
probably a generic bag that they just
Oh,
labeled.
it's so generic, brother. Anyways, knockout tour. Yeah, it's actually like way more fun than I thought it was going to be. You basically like you're presented with like, so if like this is like the world, right? Like you have like the whole world. You're presented with like when you queue it like match makes everyone together, and then you select one of the like 12 different sort of like this track, and then it leads to this track, and then it leads to this track, and then like it's like 5 tracks in a row, or 5 or 6. And you select it, and then everyone's selection goes into like a big like raffle thing, and then it like randomly picks which one to do from like the like list of 24 that people selected. And then you race, and it keeps you together enough to make it interesting. And like I got like red shelled at the very, like, I'm talking maybe 8 feet from the checkpoint, that knocked me out, and like it felt like both like goofy and frustrating, but like at the same time it felt like pretty fun, because I also I bullet build like half of the lobby going into like one of the checkpoints, and like I'm sure I ruined someone's day or whatever. So yeah, I don't know, Mario Kart World, 2 thumbs up. It's good. And Sandy would say, and I get to play a cow. And yeah, we did. She got to play the cow, and she was very excited about the cow, and the cow is cute, and it's got a cow car. So I talked to the guy, and he said, yeah, the cow is the most popular character, and I have seen multiple times where the entire row is playing nothing but the cow. And I said, yep, that tracks. But yeah, definitely pick this up if you're getting a Switch 2 and you can get the bundle thing. So Metroid Prime 4. This game, they were featuring the mouse control mode. So you had your left Joy-Con was your move and your lock on, and that's pretty much it. And then your right Joy-Con was 90 degrees and was mouse aim. And hey, this game is pretty good. It's a little like this, like the scanning, so there's like in order to get through certain doors, you have to scan the door, and then you have to get out of your scanner, go into the lock-on mode, and then you have to shoot 4 lights to open it, or 5 lights, I guess, but 4 lights to unlock it, and then the 5th light to fully open it. And that feels like a little dumb and stupid, but hey, let me tell you, like, there is a good chance that if and when I pick up this game, there's not really an if, like, this game was pretty fun. that I play this in mouse mode, which I did not expect those words to be coming out of my mouth. It plays really well with mouse mode. I was impressed with sort of the fidelity that I was able to get out of the mouse mode, and we played a little like you, Samus. Like this is the opening cinematic for the mission that I played. It looks great. Like the aesthetics are great. The performance is great. Like absolutely no hitches with performance. Models look super clear. Very 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 cool. And then you like go into this area. It like sort of teaches you like a few like super basic things, and then you fight a boss. And if you beat him, this guy shows up and is trying to steal like an artifact or something. I don't know. Like it was pretty hard to like pay attention to the cinematics when there was noises everywhere. So you couldn't like, it was distracting. But
you didn't get like headphones.
No headphones. But this game is probably gonna kick ass. So yeah. It's pretty good, and I will probably play it in mouse mode, which again, like I said, not what I was expecting. Now let's talk about Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Go.
Hey y'all, this game beats ass. Boise, does this game beat ass?
He's really good.
Oh my god, this game is so good. It was just a 20-minute demo. You got access to like the first area. Let me tell you, this fully destructible terrain nonsense, just like wailing on every button that is on the controller and just watching Donkey Kong absolutely shred through gold and rock and concrete and whatever, and ripping like dynamite off of like a brick and throwing it, yeeting it across the map and blowing a hole in the wall. And it was so cathartic. It was so much fun. This is without a doubt my most anticipated game for the Switch 2. Like out of everything that we played, I cannot wait to play this game. This game beats ass hard.
Red Faction Gorilla.
What's up?
Red Faction Gorilla.
Yes,
I
exactly.
like that game. Hey, don't talk shit about that game.
So yeah,
I know that's what this is.
Yeah, that is it. Is yeah, it's crazy good. They knocked it out of the park with this. I cannot believe that it's 10 gigs because it felt like the world was huge. Like I said, everything like played really well. The Nintendo rep that was there that was like sort of guiding Sane and I through it, he was like, yeah, so all the face buttons are basically just variations of punch. The X button is punch upwards. The B button is punch down. A is jump, and the Y button is punch forward. So yeah, you just riff on that controller, and yeah, it's good. This game is good. This game will be good. This game is going to kick ass. Easy. So yeah, that's my Switch 2 takeaway. I'm very excited about the Switch 2. The hardware feels great. It feels like a noticeable improvement on the Switch 1. The launch titles or launch window titles, I guess, because this isn't technically a launch title.
It's 1 month out, which I find really strange.
Yeah. Thankfully, like this will take up a lot of your time. And then you can find like, other stuff that like I'm sure.
But even back the Kirby thing, that's August.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, it's dumb. It's bad. It's weird. I don't know what to tell you. But I mean, the good news is you'll have Welcome Tour. So if you run out of stuff to play, drop $10 on this and shake them maracas.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, this question mark is shake the maracas 100 times. So yeah, that's all I got. It kicks ass. It feels like the performance feels like it's slightly better than like a Steam Deck. As far as like AAA titles are concerned, it's like really hard to tell like what the how much performance like a Nintendo title is like actually pulling from the console. But like having played this and this, like these two, like it feels like an improvement on the Steam Deck. And yeah, that's all she got. Also, I think Metroid was like, I don't remember if it was 60 FPS or 120. It may have been 120. I don't remember. Not important. It kicked ass. Not as much as Bonanza though. Holy, like my God, this game is good. Like, this game, she good.